right. I'm Iana, and we're back with one of our favorites, Local
Yo,
Riffs.
what's up, y'all?
So, for people discovering you for the first time through this interview, what is Local Riffs, and how did you create the space that you have in New Orleans?
Uh, what is local riffs? And that's a question I get a lot, and it's kind of hard for me to explain the same every time. If I was just to kind of explain it right now, like on the spot, I would mostly say it's just like a uh, sort of like a bridge that like connects different things within the music scene as far as like through advertising and promotions. um, Really just showing some support for the followers or the people that show support, and I go beyond that also. So it's more so like just if if you don't have one like or a share or somebody that's listening to your song, or if it's going to be local riffs. I could tell you that right now, so you can assure that your hard work isn't going to waste. And I don't know, we're just kind of that avenue that everybody's welcome to take, I guess you could say, as far as media, however you want to get your brand or um, you know project or whatever it is that you have going on musically, or just artists in any kind of realm of the music scene. We kind of try to interact and bring it together so everybody can see. So
So, this feels like a real comeback for Local Riffs. What has the
I hope so.
season, right? I think so. But what does the season of returning and rebuilding mean for you?
um, I don't know. Maybe it's kind of like stepping back and looking at exactly what was all happening, and like everything was so busy, and me like just kind of like shutting it down and kind of just you know seeing if I needed to rebrand or rethink my approach to just about what I was doing. Um, the comeback, I really wouldn't say that. It would just be me kind of confirming or affirming that something like a flattening of a brand could happen, and kind of being prepared. It was kind of weird. I was prepared, but I wasn't prepared in the way that it happened. But um, I would say that it just helped me see that things still need just another touch, and I think that everybody that collectively is doing a great job with supporting the scene. I just hopefully I can inch my way back in there and show support and help out wherever I can. So
And for people who don't know, compared to like the Nola EDM page where I promote EDM music, your page is slightly different.
yeah, it's capturing the whole kind of like music scene, as far as like the um everything that connects it, as far as the venues, the any kind of like art kind of collectives, or just musician spotlights, and bands and hardcore bands and heavy metal bands, and whether it's dubstep or bass, strictly bass music. We try not to like show any kind of like you know I don't want to say favoritism, but any lean to any one side. And it's not so much like EDM. It took me a while to get into like kind of like consistently promoting and advertising for EDM, but deep down inside I love drum and bass. So it's like why wouldn't I go to their show, I go to drum and bass shows, and all kinds of EDM shows, so why wouldn't I? But our pages both are similar, I would say. Yours is actually really, really great, and thank you for
Thank
what
you.
you do as well. But I would say, if I was to even piggyback off of something from yours, it would just be more so the information I need for EDM, for whatever I'm trying to promote EDM wise. I mean, I know I can go to your page and get all the information I need, when it comes to that. So, and that's, you know, our page is kind of like, you can come to our page, and if, even if you don't like our page, you can find something there for somebody else's page, and you might go like, find something on their page. So it's not about us. It's about bringing everybody to one central spot and trying to like, spread it to where they can go to their what they like. So
Yeah. So the time away probably shifted your
boo.
perspective away. Oh, you were missed. So, what did the distance teach you about local riffs? Did it change the direction you originally thought you were gonna go with it?
Um, honestly, it was more so like it helped me see that I was really busy and I was probably doing too much thing, like too many irons in the fire, I guess that's what people say. But I am that kind of person. I love like challenging myself and it just like almost losing it to where everything all of a sudden works out and it turns out exactly the way I wanted it. But taking a step back, it kind of like it just made me kind of see that maybe I need to focus. I mean, even though I do a lot of different genres and support and advertise like that, but maybe my format itself might need to undergo a change, and that's what I've always been about for like the last 3 years is like I'll try this, it works or not, I'll change even if it's working. I just want to kind of keep it different and fresh. So, I don't think it really opened my eyes to anything, but it did. It did make me realize that I was snowballing to where I was almost burnt out.
I
So
feel
yeah.
that. So, with this comeback, you're gonna be our July cover for the Nola EDM
Oh,
page.
thanks.
Does this make the comeback feel any special to you, or mean anything when you're coming back with this interview too in such a visible way?
It means tremendous amount to me just to be recognized by my peers as someone that like for instance, you obviously must see some kind of good in what I try to do, and I think it's just an honor to like just to have that, and especially like me and we've been I guess in this kind of I would say business or whatever, in this kind of realm together for a while. I just think that it's a good way for me to kind of like be on the other side to see how it looks and feels and kind of like might give me inspiration to to pop off my podcast or just different things. And I, like I said, I really appreciate you making me July's cover or whatever. I mean it means a tremendous amount of to me, and I'm honored. I appreciate it. So.
Yeah, actually, the podcast is one of the first reasons I like reached out to you to work together because I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Eventually, I want to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're doing a video interview, so full circle.
Well, it's pretty cool, yeah. So,
Yeah.
and I know like being on camera and stuff like that. Like for some reason, not having to interview the person, I'm like totally not nervous or anything. But like behind that side of it can be daunting because you want to get all of the details to where the people understand what's really happening. And I think from our standpoint, I mean, a lot of people know how hard work it is that we put into doing what we do. So,
And it's a lot of work and labor.
nonstop.
But the work has always felt rooted in curation and taste and community. So with what you're building now, does the core project still feel the same? Is it going to move a little different?
I think I'd mentioned this to you before. It's all about preserving and curating the music scene to where, I mean, I'm a little older in the scene, but like, I don't even want to say as far as generations, but as generations to come, they'll still have something to make their own and not really even change it. Cause a lot of people think that the scene has changed or anything. No, it's just been sustained and people have, put their own swing on it and, painted it their favorite color. So it's like, I feel as though, when it comes to the next chapter, I think I'm still in the last chapter. I'm not really ready to close that chapter just yet, but I do feel like the next chapter isn't too far away. So I mean, I think that just bringing it together and just being true to the scene. It's all about the music, not competition, not brands, not look at me's. Now, don't get me wrong, that's cool to an extent, when you're trying to get your brand on a level to where you can probably be profitable or make it a business, but you can't forget that it's about the music, man. If not, using the fans up, man. You got to be true to the music, man. So,
And how do
sorry
you
about that.
stay true to the scene in your own way?
That's a tricky question. I used to think that it was going to 15 shows a week.
Which is crazy.
I mean, when I took a hiatus from work, I tested myself to see how many, even if there was 5 shows in a night, I would try to catch at least a certain amount of time of each one just to see the difference in it. And but for me, I think just giving back any kind of way that I can, even if it just means like a new and upcoming band that nobody's heard, or they got a new song that sounds like shit. At least giving it a shot to maybe somebody. That's just my opinion. That doesn't mean that somebody else might like it. But like I was telling you earlier, my opinion doesn't matter. I mean, it's not about us. It's about getting that across to somebody that can't see it or hasn't seen it, and maybe they find it and like it. So I really just feel like that's my contribution, is to be available, so to help. So
Yeah. And earlier you spoke about neutrality. Have you ever had instances that made it hard for you to stay neutral as a promoter in music documentaries?
yes, a whole bunch of times, but like I said, it goes back to, it's not about me. I can have my own opinions, and I think that's where people get stuck on the curation part of it. It's like you have this specific thing happening, and then you have like 10 other specific things happening. Collectively, that's just it's counterproductive in my opinion, when even if you simplified it to 3 specific things in different areas or whatever. I mean, you have like a bigger crowd at 3 shows, instead of spread out. So I just think that me feeling like a pick and choose kind of thing, I just even if I don't like it, I just try it. So I don't know. That might not make sense or whatever. I have been Bobby, the only one at the show before, so but.
So when you think about the current New Orleans landscape, because you just talked about how it's all divided into different sections and subsections that are similar, so it's kind of dividing the scene. Where do you see that you could play a role in a divisiveness in trying to bring the scene in New Orleans back together?
I am not going to start doing shows, y'all, so don't even ask no more. No, I'm just joking. I really just think that it would be just get together and have a board. I mean, is that preposterous to have a commerce kind of thing? And I mean, that sounds far-fetched, but it might give the other guys a shot to kind of have a chance to get their start, or so with me, I will be the interrupter if I have to, what I'm saying, whether or not it means anything to anyone. I mean, people's going to do what they want to do. I'm not going to really try to stop any of that, but it just means that, for me, I will still try my best to support the people that work hard to do that, even if there is 100 different shows. And as far as the landscape, I've said this before 100 times, Nola music scene, bar none. I've been to a lot of different scenes across the country just doing local riffs, and no one compares to, I mean, you might have a weekend that's just awesome in Nashville, or you might just have like a blowout time at EDC in South Florida and stuff like that, or you can go to New York and just, those are like a day or 2, 3, 4 out of the month. You can have any kind of musical experience in New Orleans 7 days a week, without fail. It might be a little slower sometimes, this, that, and the other, or hot, or raining, or whatever. Austin came the closest with having the consistency, and even then, they still can't. They pale in comparison of what's going on in New Orleans. So, I mean, population-wise, I wouldn't say that New Orleans is up there as far as the turnouts and stuff like that, but if you're wanting to find something, just come to Local Riffs or Nola EDM's Instagram. You'll find out. Bar none, New Orleans. Just like back in the day, bar none. So it's just, so.
And since your return has maybe some new energy behind it, can you tease any upcoming projects or ideas you have?
I can't really tease, but I will say this:
Boo.
I got some serious plans coming. I'm one of them's it's going to be very hot, so I'm just going to say that. But like some of the ideas that I have with some people that like I said, it's just going to be really under the wraps unless we're working with said people, and they're pretty much the only ones to know. But I just want to kind of give back my how can I say rendition of what I think some parties or shows or band. I want to show what I think it should look like. Whether or not it's the bar. I just everybody else is doing it. I want to try it too. And I have all the means that I need to do it.
I think you could do a really good block party.
See, that's what it says. I can't really say too much, man. But
Allegedly.
I will I will assure that whatever it is that would have the local Riffs brand or whatever name on it, which I will try to stay away from, but you will know that it's local Riffs, one way, shape, or form. It's going to be the best that I can do. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give it my all, and I hope people respect that and show up to whatever if they see it. So.
And as a promoter, is there anything this summer that you're excited about?
Well, I'll be honest with you. It's Creepy Fest, and like I guess it would be like the Mid City, Bywater kind of 7th Ward area. When I was away, I really just didn't look at anything coming up, and really that's the only thing I really have paid attention to. I know there's some other things. I'm really excited for this Bad Boy Bill show. I don't know. I just got to see where I fit in at in some of that stuff as far as summer goes. I'm definitely hitting some of the Creepy Fest up, but that's like a week-long thing, so it's pretty cool. But as far as EDM, I just some spoiler alert. No, I'm just no, I'm excited to see where we can what we can come up with is if that's the plan. I know, like I said, some plans that I've got. I'm excited just to see some stuff like that happen, but I don't know. I might go check out one of them sunset sessions at the pool or something. I think that seems pretty cool. But
yeah, they have one coming up. I think it's July 3rd with Pell Yeah at the Maidstone. So just a little free shout out for them.
I am excited about. I'm going to see Colette. I don't know if you ever heard of her before. It's a house DJ, pretty old school, but she's going to be at the Juke Joint in Ocean Springs, though. Same guy that threw that Kioki party breakdown. Yeah. It's actually going to. It's July 11th. It's a Saturday, but I'm definitely going to that too because just like the old school kind of stuff.
I like the vibe in Mississippi.
Yeah,
they got a good vibe.
Yeah, that little place be jumping too. So.
Yeah, but looking ahead through the rest of 2026, do you have any goals, bigger moves, or anything going on that you might?
I don't know, man. It's hard to tell right now because I did have a lot of goals, but I have to kind of start those kind of, thinking, a little differently now. But I just want to. My goal is to sustain what I'm doing and have people still feeling the same way as they, approached me and made me feel like they felt and, the appreciation they showed. So I just hope that stays the same this year. And I don't even know if I need to start my ticker over for 3 years and say I started, this is my first month of doing it again. So I don't know, but I just, it's hard to say network more and all that because I've done did all that stuff and it's just exhausting. But I'm excited to see how everybody else that's started up and see how their projects turn out too. So.
Mm-hmm. And for those who may have experienced something similar where they may have lost something they worked really hard for, can you talk about your experience with rebuilding or going through that process and starting over again?
Commit. If you're gonna do it, do it. Don't. I came back because I couldn't find a reason not to. I'm this interview here actually is kind of inspired me and lit a fire to to see if I want to stoke it any further or, or brighter, then I will. But if you're out there and if you think you know, you're not doing, what you should, or you're just pissing in the wind or something, just, if you love doing it, do it. I mean, simple as that. If you don't like doing it, then you're trying too hard to do something that ain't gonna work. But if you love it, it will work eventually. And if there's anything or any way that I can do to help, then just let us know.
Anything else you want the New Orleans dance community to know about local riffs as you stepped into the new chapter?
We're back. That's it.
Period.
I just want to say thanks to everyone and all the friendly people, and the EDM and the scene that have made me feel very loved. And of course the rock scene as well. I got mad love for the hardcore scene and the death metal and every the whole music scene as a whole. But I really never I really boosted my inspirations when I started getting to know a lot of the people in the EDM scene. And I mean, hell, it even, inspired me to become a DJ. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. But I want them to know that I appreciate it, and thank you.
Nice. Well, I'm Ayana, and this has been another edition of Nola EDM Unplugged.
Peace.